Welcome to Vuforia Spatial Toolbox Graph Tools. Today we're going to go over the 3 different graph tools that we have in our Spatial Toolbox. These include the single, 100, and 1000 scale graphs. First, we're going to go into the pocket and grab our single graph. This is the one all the way on the left. We're going to put this into our space. If you haven't seen our video on image targets, you should check that out now to get a better understanding of that blue square. Next, we're going to go in and grab the 100 graph. So this is the one in the middle. We're also going to put that into our space. And then finally, we're going to go back into the pocket and we're going to grab the 1000 graph. So this is the one all the way on the right. And you can see that these graphs have slightly different axes. So the y-axis changes for each of these graphs, but we'll show that a little bit more in this demonstration. We're going to go back into the pocket one more time and grab our number tool. You can check out that video that we made for this tool as well to get a better understanding of how this works. But we're going to first connect this number tool up to our single graph. Now we're going to go back into the interface tab and we're going to tap on the number tool and input a number. So we're going to put a half. And you can see that the graph jumps up to the value of a half. And then if we put in 0.75, you can see that the graph jumps up to 0.75. But you can see if we put in 1, that we're at the top limit of the graph and we can't put any numbers that are higher than 1 into this single graph. So we're going to cut the connection and instead we're going to connect the value up to the 100 graph. And so now if we go ahead and we input a different number, we can input the number 10 this time. And so you can see that the 100 graph is able to display the number 10, whereas the single graph would not have been able to. And we can go up to 75, and you can see that the 100 graph still keeps 75 on the chart. And we can go all the way up to 100, but once again, you see if we input 100, we're at the top level of this graph, and we can't put any number that's higher than 100. So this is when we can go into the Programming tab and cut the connection with the 100 graph, and instead connect up to the 1000 graph. So the 1000 graph has axes between negative 2500 and positive 2500. So you see if we put in 1000, it's about halfway up the positive side of this graph. And we can go up to 2000 and you can see that it's still on the graph. But then once again, if we go all the way up to 2500, we see we're going up to the upper limits of this graph. So these different graphs have different scales and can be used to showcase different ranges of data.